How's it, guys? Join us for a session at Rick Flav Zoo Farm here at Fun Fishing. We'll be fishing here from 7 o'clock in the morning up until 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And yeah, let's enjoy the session. On the first cast of the day, I'm going to be using this method feeder. I put my boilie with the hook inside the dissolvable bag. We're going to try and catch mirror carp with this method. On the second combo, I'm using 50-50 Johanna and a almond mealy bomb with dipped in custard powder and the 50-50 over it. If I come up here, I'll be casting to those reeds down here. We noticed that the best winter combo at this dam is advanced angling vampire, which is basically just garlic floaters, with advanced angling spiker on a millibomb, one floater on each hook. We also used some vampire dip also on the millibomb. Alright guys, first fish of the day, not a very big one, but it's better than nothing. So this is everything I'm using. Mainly I'm using the advanced angling dips and floaters, which is obviously quite obviously you can read Johanna and vampire. Vampire is just garlic. Personally, the three actually best dips that I've been using is the Yalio, Legend and Spiker. Those are the best. I haven't really used the 50-50 as much yet. And then I've been using you can get this at a Checkers, Spar, Pick and Pay, ShopRite, whatever in the baking section. You can get this almond essence. So basically in my millibomb, I mix almond essence with plain kernel corn and then supercast millibomb. And then when we come over to this side, I've got my floaters and dips from other brands, mainly supercast. Pandemodium is also a very good dip at this dam. Pandemodium dip on your millibomb with some vampire garlic. Then I've also got the PVA mesh millibomb. I've got the millibomb in here with corn. I've also got a boilie in the center. I hook my hook through here with a sinker on it, and I cast it out close to the reeds. So this was the second fish of the day. It wasn't a very big one, but it was about 1.2 kgs, but it was still like Alright boys, this is quite a decent carp. We're going to now weigh it as soon as I get the hook out of its mouth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate here what I usually do. Count this as a mini tutorial as part of the video. I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to hook it onto the swivel here so it doesn't get in the way while I make my millibomb. I'm going to put that there. Now in my millibomb, it's just normal millibomb, ready-made millibomb that I made with plain corn kernels out of a can that you can also get at literally a Checkers, a Spar, whatever shop like that that's close to you. So I'm going to take my millibomb. Now, fun fact, in winter, fish don't feed as much as they do in summer. So in summer, you'll make larger millibombs like this. But in summer, you'll make larger millibombs. But in winter, you'll make smaller millibombs around about this size. I'm just trying to mold it at this moment. So while I'm molding it, I'm going to explain what I'm going to be putting on the hooks. I'm going to be putting vampire floaters from Advanced Angling with some bold dip, garlic dip on the millibomb, Pandemodium supercast dip on the millibomb, and then as I said, the garlic floaters. Now it really doesn't matter as long as this doesn't come flying off your rod when you cast it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, it's going in the water and it's going to be at the bottom in any case. So let's move this custard powder. I'm going to take my garlic floaters, open it up, one on each hook. You can put two, but I usually use one. Don't want to be wasting the bait. Another thing that works really well at most dams. Now I'm not talking about this dam that I'm fishing at now. I'm talking about dams in general. If you go to your local pharmacist or pharmacy, whatever you want to call it, clinic, whatever, you get yourself some TCP or TCA. It's for mouth ulcers and sores, put a little bit of that over your mealy bomb, and trust me, that stuff works very well. Advanced Angling has a dip that actually has TCP in. I have it. I can't remember the exact name of the dip. Alright, now I've got the floaters on here. Just make sure that this is nice and it's not going to go flying off. Right. Now that we know that the mealy bomb is not going to go flying off, I'm going to take our bowl dip garlic, put literally a little squirt of it on the top here, let it run wherever it needs to run, and massage it in here with my hands while forming it. Just spread it around quite equally. Just like this. Put another squirt on top. Just like that. You're going to squirt a little bit on top. Then you're going to take your pandemonium from Supercast. Also going to only put a little bit on top here. Just a little bit. You should be able to see the peak in the video. Alright, so that is what I've also been using. I've caught now 2 fish, including the one that I lost on this. I did have a bite earlier on down at Bass Valley, but then we moved up to the Oval. I had a bite at Bass Valley, and I was using the specimen rig. The setup are these alarms. You can get this at most of your angling stores. They're about $150. You can get this, a rod and a reel. Altogether you can get a rod, a reel, and 2 stands for about 500-600 rand. This is just an example of a bit of a cheaper setup. This is also what you can do with the mesh bag. It dissolves in the water, so you can have your you can just put it on here because it's going to dissolve in the water. You hook it onto your hook. I just put a little bit of custard powder and pandemonium. That should catch. I hope it catches something. Nothing on the sinker. I've got a mango and salty half. It's a full mango boilie with a half a salty. I think it's called a salty. Something salty boilie. It's in half. But I'm gonna cast this out and we'll hopefully have some luck. Basically what I do with this rod is I put this on here, or my specimen rig, and I cast it out right about there. In that little ditch there is where I cast it. As I said, I usually dip it in custard powder. You can also dip this in custard powder, just don't get it too wet because this does dissolve in water, so I wouldn't recommend trying to get it wet. Oh! What I've done in here, I've caught actually quite a few fish on this now. In the past, I just keep making it. You take your corn, put it in here, some water, quite a bit of that almond essence, and some of Advanced Angling Spaker, and a little bit of 50-50. You let it marinate overnight or so. I actually just made this one here for when I go fishing on the weekend again. But this stuff here is really good. This combo here works also very well at 50 Rand Dam or Waterside Haven Resort. Unfortunately, there's no barbel in this dam, barber, catfish, whatever you guys want to call it. However, when you do go fishing for catfish, you can get it at most of your angling stores. You can get springworms or baby chicks. In my next video, I'll post how to make. Also, what I use to store all of my telescopic rods, because these are 2 telescopic rods, my bait box and everything, I basically just use a large suitcase because I can fit my stands in there, I can fit my net in there because the net folds in itself. I can fit just about everything except for the twin stands and my table in there and my main bait box. But otherwise, everything else in there I put in my suitcase. It's more convenient, it's more easier to carry around. The best part of this dam to cast at is right here with a normal rig, normal popgooi rig. I have my other second rod going there, and the other one going right on that corner with my specimen rig that I have on this rod. I have it down in that corner, But another great spot to fish at is on this side, right across from me, at these reeds here. You cast literally about an arm away, not a meter, an arm away from those reeds, and you'll catch. I like this spot of the dam as you have access to all the different angles of the dam. And I mean, if you sit here in the middle where I'm sitting, you have access to down there, going all the way around, up there, just keep turning up there, all the way around here. Alright, so on this specimen rig, I'm taking the boilies. I take them and I drop them in some of this legend. It's basically just honey. Dip it in there. See, it's all nice and glazed. After doing so, I will take it and mix it in some custard powder. Just try and get the bottom like this. Shake it around in there. It should look like this. I'm not going to put anything on the mealy bomb. You do get the hard brick mealy bomb that you put on here. It's basically just brick mealy bomb. You put it on the weight. I'm not doing that. I've got just a plain mealy bomb with some corn on that I put on the sinker, and then obviously on the hook I've got the 2 boilies in the legend honey and the custard powder. It's got the complete monster carp. Everything here is actually from the brand Monster Carp, except for the mealy bomb and the dip. Alright boys, lekker. This is quite a decent size. We're going to now weigh it. I'm going to make a rough estimate of 4 kgs, but this is a very decent sized fish.